What's happening, world? Y'all see me? You don't see me, but you see me. I'm at the ATC, ATG, ATG. Uh, I got some good news, some bad news. This interview was supposed to drop Halloween. Well, lo and behold, me dealing with my disability and my own personal situations, uh, it didn't get out there, right? So whatever that was, that's what it was. Um, the stuff that we seeing on the internet in the parallax life is 20 years from the making. All right, you see BG uh, in a video with his son. That's cool. That's love. For myself, my son, uh, one of them, 17, 18, graduated. I ain't heard from him, ain't talked to me. Don't give two shits, two fucks, or whatever that is, right? Uh, so you move on from that. Now let's go back 20 years ago. Well, we can't go back 20 years ago because I was 20. Let's go back further than that. This is my last time getting on YouTube. Uh, the reason is I don't have 50 subscribers to go live. And I don't plan on getting the 50 subscribers to go live on YouTube because I ain't begging. I ain't asking. The internet don't work like that. You begging, you get out there with a sign and hold your thumb up and get people to give you money. That's what asking for subscribers are. That's what being on the internet, telling somebody to like the video and stuff like that. 40 years ago, the internet wasn't out there like that. You didn't have uh, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, the rest of that stuff. So let me start back in the day. So probably 22, 23, maybe 24, a childhood girlfriend, which is my baby mama, one of them. At that time, uh, if you're young, you played the high go get it, high go seek, kissing cousins, stuff like that. And so that's how I end up where I was at in time of what I was living. But the flip side of that is if I'm a child and I'm a kid, I don't know what you as an adult over the age of 21, under the age of 21 has experienced. And it's not my personal business to find that out. But what I want to say is this: those people who mess or play or consider themselves, you know, uh, spending time showing love with kids that grow up and understand the difference between right and wrong, that's not my business. Okay, my personal business is this. My personal business is if you my girlfriend and we have any kind of relations, that's between us. You're not gonna voluntarily tell me that my uncle hit it, that my daddy hit it, that my cousin hit it, that my sister hit it. You're not gonna volunteer that information to me unless you want me to know. But if I find that information out, it's too late. It's too late because we've moved on, right? So I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I just know what I can't get caught up in. But what has happened is people want answers. Now, I have answers, but it's not certain that I'm at liberty to be politically correct with explaining the answer. because people can lie, they can deceive, they can give you a answer that you don't want to hear. So what I'm explaining in this video is the beginning of time for myself to where we are today. Today is November the 23rd, 24th, something like that, 2024. All right, so what I'm gonna say is this. Back in the day, back in my time as a child, the internet wasn't existing to the public. I said that once. Okay, so my girlfriend, which is my baby mama, one of them at the time, I'm about 24, 25 years old. So I'm living with my daddy, which at this time, my mother has already passed away from me being 1 year old to present time. So recollection of that doesn't exist. So me asking who my daddy is, that don't exist neither. I'm not looking at no birth certificate because the person on my birth certificate ain't the same person that I'm calling daddy. So the person that I'm calling daddy, person that this is my daddy, person that helped me out, looked out for me, along with anybody else that was able to do that. He says, you know, do you want to live with me when I was in high school? And I made a conscious decision not to. I continue to stay with his mom. So at the age of 24, 25, I move in with my girlfriend, my baby mom. So her conversation diminished. The apartment wasn't getting taken care of the way that it should have been. I don't know if she had already lived there before or whatever have you, but we made a conscious decision to split up. So within that conscious decision we made to split up, what we did was I moved in with my pops at that time. So when I moved in, we had a computer. The laptops was out. This is 2006. Smartphones was just coming out. Uh, so I left that. Well, she calls me one day and she says, "Oh, I need my stuff and this and that." Well, I said it's at my daddy's house. I said I'm not going over there to get it, messing with it, whatever that situation was. I left it dead. Well, my daddy calls me and he's like, "Hey, what's up on this computer?" I'm like, "That belonged to my baby mama. Uh, whatever it is, this and that." He said, "Well, I'm gonna use it." Well, okay, no problem. Now, this is where we are in parallax of 2024. May have been 2023, may have been 2022. He tells me in 2006, he says, "Okay, I'm going to get my cousin from Alabama to work on the computer, to get the computer from where I had it or where my baby mama had it at stage one back then in 2004, 2005 to where he had it in stage 2006 after Hurricane Katrina." So when he got the computer up and running, the computer was offline. He was able to do whatever he needed to do, but the computer was offline. So this is where the internet gangster developed for my life, but also in reality, this is where you get Terrence Gangster William from. Okay, so it's that dark. So the Terrence Gangster William represents my daddy in reality to where we are in 2024, 2025 in present time. Now, I learned that because of my computer hacking skills and the skills that we know of moving forward. So I'm at the Lil Boosie concert in Louisville in 2024. Earlier that day, I'm in Indiana and the hobo shows up. Well, the hobo that I'm talking to, Parallax Life, is Vlad from the TV, the actual internet composer or interview host in the Parallax Forum. We hold a conversation. He want to smoke some weed. We drink. We fishing. We living, that life. And before I get ready to leave, he slides closer to the river, closer into the water, and it seems like he's about to fall in, and he reaches for my foot. And if I was a negative Nancy or one of them Kerrigans, I'd have kicked him or did something mischievous. So I was like, bro, you all right? Are you good? He was like, oh yeah, thank God. By this time I don't know if he's drunk or not because I don't know how much he can handle, how much he can drink. So that happened, and that gave me the clarity to continue where I'm at with telling these stories. But the problem is with telling these stories are my auntie, which is an oceanographer, my uncle, which is on my birth certificate, is a preacher, was a preacher, was an oceanographer, was all of this stuff. And the things that they've done in their life as a child, you really can't speak for yourself. No matter how old you get, my daddy told me, you're always going to be my child. So the dilemma that I have with where I'm at in civilization is this: when does my voice become the voice of reason in a conversation? I know many years ago on Facebook, many years ago while I was on YouTube, I would get into these deep conversations about my sister that she wouldn't let me, she wouldn't have me, she would make me, a lot of things that was happening that I really had full control on my personal life, but mentally, you're not able to move forward. If you have an older sibling or a younger sibling and you're trying to tell them what to do, right from wrong, whether it's right and you know it's right, or whether it's wrong and you know it's wrong. Trying to convince somebody that you're not paying any bills, you don't have control over your emotions, you don't have control over your conversation, you don't even know what your thought process is where we are today. At the age of 41, multiple strokes, seizures, um, different health scares in my own personal life. These people deal with their own health issues. Right now, I can't pick up the phone and call Tom, Dick, Harry, Sammy, June, Jane, nobody. Currently in 2024, I can't pick up the phone and call nobody. That's why I make these videos. And they've pushed so many buttons in my personal life to where they can't afford to even agree with the video. So, you know, don't nobody know what I'm thinking. Don't nobody know for myself. I could care less what they're thinking. Uh, it's about me. They had to put up with me. Nobody asked in this world to be born, so they just put up with you. And even in the future, people just put up with you. They tolerate you. They deal with you. It's not about what is best for you. You'll never get what's best for you in your own personal life until you become that person that's ultimately in control of your personal life. So that's basically what I wanted to say is for time to move forward and the reality of where we are, to understand that it won't be another reset. This is reality. Okay? So if I'm BG, if I'm Lil Wayne, if I'm Turk, if I'm Juvenile, if I'm the whole Hot Boys clique, here I am. If I'm Cash Money, or if I'm Trio Entertainment, you know, that's so be it. But I'm who I am, and that's who I can only be. So the internet didn't exist 20 years ago. So the internet exists now. But the internet existed now, we've all been able to transform to a different life. We've all made sacrifices in our life which elevated us to something different. My baby mama, they don't talk about this part. My baby mama went and got a tattoo of a Chinese symbol on her back. When we started talking again, she had already experienced near death experience, you know, so she figured that her life would be at the end. She figured she would be dead. And, you know, she had company, someone that was willing to die with her. Um, so when you're in the streets back then, Lil Boosie said it best. You know, when you're in the streets, the girl's gonna go with the money. If you the dope boy 20 years ago and you had the big money, you had the girls. They liked the cars with the rims on it. They liked the cars with the sound in it. You know, they like for you to flash a whole lot of money. That was the way it was. So me being a person that went to work and had to stay home and couldn't go out and be in uh, civilization as a child or even as a teenager, it felt like you was held hostage. You know, it felt personally like you were belittled or not able to flourish like the rest of the people. That's what the type of experiences that I had to go through. So that's why I was inducted into the choir. You know, those were the things that allowed me to get out the house. Me going to work allowed me to get out the house. A lot of these situations, you have to find a way to do something different. I didn't go to my prom in 18. I went to my prom. I didn't go to my prom at 17. I'm sorry. I went to my prom at 18. I went to homecoming, you know, at 17. That's why I said in one of them other videos, when I went to Disney World, I went to sleep as a high school graduate. Uh, I had already seen where we were headed. And did I want to participate in that stuff? Yeah, I did. It sounded like it was something to be interested in, but at that time, my sister had so much influence on my life that my friends were already partying with her. Being 8 years older than me, everything that I wanted to do, everything that I tried to do was a X. Everything that I tried to do was a circle. And it wasn't for love. It wasn't X's and O's for love. It was all about control. It was all about control. This past year or two, when I went to Atlanta to visit, her son now is 7, 8 years old that I never seen until that time personally sabotage what I was doing by him showing me what I was doing. So I had no business being there. Uh, if you want to say at the age of 15, looking at a girly magazine or looking at a Playboy or uh, looking at a DVD was wrong, no, it wasn't. So at that point in time, what hearsay and word of mouth was as a 15, 16-year old, when someone goes and say, oh, well, Marcellus was looking at a girly magazine, or Marcellus was watching a DVD, or Marcellus got caught doing this. Well, when you take those experiences, guess what you do? My auntie and my uncle went and adopted a child, and they played that this was my son that they were taking care of. Instead of taking care of me, they played house that this is my son. So I have a 30 something year old stepson, or adopted son that they're living through to make um, haste in these situations. So, if you don't understand what's happened or if you don't understand what's going on, people will manipulate you and take full control over a life. That's why when I say I don't have no family, it's me by myself, uh, no sister, no brother, no cousin, no auntie, no uncle, no mama, no daddy, nobody for me to call on. That's why. Um, my wife at that time, when I met her, my best friend at the time, he introduced me to this person. This is the same person that I made a song about seeing on a missing poster years ago, before that time. So, when I finally get an opportunity to do what I want to do, it's wrong because everybody else done already did what they wanted to do. Right? So the problem was this: I didn't tell nobody what my plans was. I didn't reach out and say, "Oh, excuse me." I didn't reach out and say, "Oh, man, this person, I'm gonna marry this person, and this is this." No, that's not what I did. I told myself, when I find this person that's missing, I'm going to reap the benefits of the reward of finding this person that's missing. Well, truth be told, this person ran off on me too. She got lost. Ashley got lost. So my wife no longer exists in my life. Hey, I can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't a problem for her grandparents to to lean on me. You know, her grandpa died and he left X amount of dollars. I don't know. The grandmother said that's dead man's money. It don't belong to nobody. Well, you don't know, but for myself, I could care less about that man. Her also. But at the same time, I got to get my own. I got to have my own money. I can't spend time trying to live your life or try to help you find where you went wrong or even understand why you're not successful in your life if you're not willing to help me. The problem in my life is this: as a professional gambler, I was given a book by my daddy, by my pops, the same person that was able to hack, or the same person that was working offline on the computer. That's why you see the Terrence Gangster William be able to get on the computer, because he understands in the parallax life what happened. So what I was explaining was, I know, I know exactly what happened, but you have to have a present time to be able to tell the story for it to make sense. I could tell this story all day 20 years ago and nobody would understand exactly what I was saying. It wasn't time. I would talk to my daddy on the phone and he say, "Man, I'm in 2030. I'm in 20s this, 20 that." And I would think about it. Why is he telling me that he's that far out in time? Well, that's how fast he was moving. And then one day I called him and I said, "Where you at now?" He's all, "Man, I'm in 2021, 2022 or something like that." That was the last time I talked to him physically on the phone because I asked him to send me some money and it was a problem. But it wasn't a problem when you showed up at my doorstep and I didn't authorize you to be there because of whatever relationship that you already had with my wife, whatever relationship that my family already had with my baby mama. You see what I'm saying? These relationships was what they already had. So when these situations come about, you look at the future and you say, "I don't even have kids." You see what I'm saying? These kids are living for them. The kids that I have are representing